Alright, so one of the things that I've really been concerned about is an EMP. And usually when I am concerned about something, it's for one of two reasons. And the first one is that I'm not educated on the subject or the topic. And when it comes to an EMP, that is very true. I don't understand it. I don't understand what's going to happen. I don't know what to expect. And because of that, it's concerning to me. The second reason is because usually I'm not prepared. And when it comes to the EMP, again, I was both. I didn't understand it. I wasn't prepared. And so I went and I tried to educate myself. And the issue that I was running into is there were products that said one thing, and then there were experts that said a completely different thing, and then there was other experts that said completely different things than the other two. And there's not the only thing that I know is that nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody really knows exactly what's going to take place or how bad it's going to be or anything. But what they all seem to have in common is that if you have a Faraday cage or a Faraday bag, which I bought, your electronic devices inside that Faraday cage or Faraday bag should be safe. As long as the EMP isn't exploding directly on top of it, it probably should be good to go. And so I went out and I bought a Mission Darkness Faraday bag. I bought this with my own money. I will leave an affiliate link in the description box down below. But be warned, it is expensive. This is not a cheap bag. But what you get is you get a pocket in the front. And it's a touch, so you can see my phone is in there. And I can open it. This pocket right here is completely waterproof. This is a dry bag. It is completely waterproof. This front pocket is completely waterproof, but it is not EMP proof, EMP resistant. If anything is in this front pocket that is electrical, it will fry in an EMP. Okay, so this pocket does not protect from an EMP, but you can get phone bags. You can get a bag just for your phone, which I have right here. I've actually had this bag for a really long time, but I had a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and the Plus meant that it was bigger. And because it was bigger, it didn't fit in here with its case. This is a Samsung Galaxy S22 with a OtterBox Defender case, and this one does fit in here. So I can put this in here, fold it twice, and now my phone is shielded from an EMP attack. It's shielded from internet. It's shielded from cell phone signal, radio waves. Nothing's getting in here. If anybody tries to call me, if anybody tries to communicate with my cell phone right now, it ain't gonna work. It's completely dead to the world right now. And that's kind of a nice feature in itself. If you're looking for one of these, I'll link one of these in the description box down below as well. But again, the only thing it really fits is your phone. This one has the see-through pockets in it, again, so you can store different things, but it's mostly just for a phone. When it comes to my Faraday bag, one of the things that I'm concerned about is if an EMP were to take place and all electronic devices are out, okay? There's no more electronic devices. The only electronic devices are ones that are stored in a Faraday bag or Faraday cage. The things that I want are communication. I want to be able to talk to people over distance, and I want to be able to see in the dark. Okay, I don't want to be left stranded in the dark. I don't want to be able to not see what's happening around me. And the advantages to people that do have communications are going to be huge. And the people that have the flashlights in the way of seeing in the dark are going to be an extreme advantage over everybody else. And I want to have the advantages. I want to be at the advantage, not the disadvantage. So inside here, so this has a buckle closure. It has a strap so you can sling it over your shoulder. And it folds 3 times just like a normal dry bag. And I keep inside here an FRS radio and a ham radio and a flashlight This is a mic so that I can mic up if I have to. An FRS radio. Another FRS radio. Another FRS radio. And when we're talking about FRS, a lot of people don't like it. It's going to be jammed. There's going to be so many people talking on it. Well, if a EMP happens and the only FRS radios are people that thought ahead and prepared and put them in a Faraday bag or a Faraday cage, one, it's not going to be that crowded because most people don't have something like this and have FRS radios inside of it. And so it's not going to be nearly as crowded as people think. And two, the people that did plan ahead and prepared and were ready for an EMP, those are probably the people I want to be talking to anyway. So I have an extra battery for my GMRS radio. I have another ham radio. And I have another GMRS radio. So altogether, I have 8 radios. Okay, I have a GMRS license, and so I can legally, anyone can use the FRS. That's why I have these, because if it's a non-emergency, I can pull out these FRS radios and anybody can use them. I have a GMRS license, so me and my family can use GMRS. That's why I have these. And in case of extreme emergency, I have ham radios or amateur radio. I do not have an amateur radio license, but in an extreme emergency, I can use those as well. And here's 8 radios that can all communicate with each other, meaning I can hand them out to different groups, I can hand them out to different people, I can do different things, and we can run to town, and we can all split up. Whether we're split up into groups, whether we're split up into, and we can help people, we can gather supplies, we can hunt, we can fish, we can communicate over distance to what we're doing, what's successful, what's not working, we can share ideas. The ability to communicate and spread out, I think, is going to be huge. And so also in here is a charger, a USB charger for the FRS radios. I have a headlamp. Now the reason I chose this headlamp, so I have a flashlight and a headlamp, and the flashlight I can charge so they both work, okay? So that's the flashlight, this is the headlamp. The flashlight has a USB recharging port on the flashlight itself, meaning if the battery in my headlamp dies, I can put it in my flashlight becomes a battery charger. Okay, so instead of carrying a dedicated battery charger that's going to take up room in here, I have a flashlight that can charge both batteries, right? So I can charge the flashlight battery or the headlamp battery, and I can do both of them because they both take the same battery. I have a GMR, or this is the UV5R, I labeled the bottoms. Another charging thing. Okay, so these cables, I have different cables here. So this one allows me to charge the UV5R base and the GMRS base. It's the cable that makes me to USB. So the cords that come with these bases plug into a wall outlet. I had to buy this separate. I will leave a link to this in the description box down below as well. And this allows me to charge both the UV5R and my GMRS radios. They're all Baofeng. Everything here is Baofeng. I can charge it with this cable with a USB port. This cable right here is USB or USB-C. So this goes in. So this is USB-A in, USB-C in, and then it's USB-C, micro USB, and lightning bolt out. So I can charge Apple devices, I can charge old devices, I can charge new devices. This one cable will allow me to charge everything I need to charge. I have a, this is for blowing up a air mattress, and so if I want to use sleeping pads or if I have to go somewhere, being able to use this instead of blowing it up with my mouth is just going to be nice. It's something that I don't have a battery charger for this. This takes AAA batteries. But in the initial event, being able to use this and just having a little bit of comfort up front, I think is going to be really nice. I have 2 solar panels. This is the Foxelli. This is the Anchor. And inside the Anchor, I have an extra antenna. So this GMRS radio has a folding antenna, which is really nice. It gives you a lot more range, a lot more distance. This is a better antenna, but I'm worried about it breaking or getting damaged. And if it does break or get damaged, or if this one breaks or get damaged, I do have an extra backup that I keep in this solar panel just for safekeeping. And I have these are actually batteries for my film light. If my film light does work, I'm not going to be filming if there's an emergency. But that light, it's a big light. It lights up this whole room, right? It's a very powerful filming light. And so I can use it for signaling. I can use it to light up my whole house. I can use it for a lot of different things. And these are just batteries. I don't know if it's going to work in an EMP. But if it does, here are some batteries to run it, just in case. There's small ones. I don't have the big ones in here. I have a wall charger with the USB, again, just in case if there's something I can plug into, a generator or something that I can get working. Being able to charge my walkie-talkies, my phone, my everything that I have in a Faraday bag through the generator instead of my battery banks, or even if I charge my battery banks. So my idea is I'm going to use the solar panels to charge the battery banks, and then the battery banks are going to charge my walkie-talkies and my flashlights. But if I can plug in to something and I can use my cables and I can plug into a generator, or I can plug into somebody else's house, or I can plug into something, I have a backup wall mount here as well. And that is everything I keep inside my Faraday bag. Again, I will leave a link to the Mission Darkness bag. Mission Darkness makes these phone bags as well. And I will leave a link to the Baofeng cable in the description box down below. I don't know what to expect. Right? It seems like it's always changing. There used to be, it was going to be like global, and then it was just a country, and now it's like a couple of states, and everything is gonna fry. Anything that's electrical is gonna fry, and then it was like anything that's plugged in is gonna fry, but if it's not plugged in, it should be fine. And then it was anything that's plugged in or has a battery is gonna fry, and it's just they keep changing their mind, it seems. You know what I mean? And there's devices, right, that you can hook up into your fuse boxes of your house or hook up to your vehicle, and it's supposed to protect your home from an EMP, right? Well, if that device can just shut down your breaker and everything is fine, wouldn't having things unplugged be just as efficient? You know, and so I still have a lot of questions, and I still don't know exactly what to expect. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. But having these bags and knowing that worst case scenario, I'm probably still going to be able to communicate. I'm still going to be able to have light and see where I need to see. Really gives me a better peace of mind. Really brings me a lot more comfort, knowing that I'm not just a sitting duck, right? Even if the solar doesn't work indefinitely, even if my power bank just dies and won't take a charge, that initial shock, that initial moment, that the first few days, few weeks, few months, I'm going to be okay. Nothing bad's going to happen to me. I'm going to be able to do what I need to do. And as I get used to one thing and something else bad happens, I'm just adjusting to that new bad thing. I'm not dealing with this and this and this and this and this. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of weaning into different things and I can focus on one problem at a time. And that really puts my mind at ease, is that I'm not just a sitting duck, right? I can handle what I need to handle in the first minutes, the first hours, first days, first weeks, and as the problems present themselves, I can solve them as they're coming instead of trying to just stack them on to all my other problems. So with that being said, in that comment section, I want to know what you know about EMPs. Any information you have, let me know in that comment section. If you think I need to add anything to this bag, if you think I have too many walkie-talkies, let me know in that comment section. I really want to get a conversation started, and I can't wait to see you on my next video.